Energy strategy in my own design. Shaking off the scripts they wrote in my mind. ADHD rhythm in my stride. Energy budget holding me aligned. I'm returning to
Hello, and welcome to ADHD Energy Strategy. My name's Mo. It's so good to see you. Of course, here what we do in ADHD Energy Strategy is this. We help you name your energy costs and credits so you can accurately budget your energy and have margin for your life. And so that's what we're doing all day, every day here. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to hear from Lela soon. So everyone who came to hear from Lela, her life updates, you're going to be hearing from her soon. I believe I saw Ryan is here as well. So we have celebrities in the audience tonight in the community. And I guess I need to stop sharing my screen now so that I can see all of your faces. Hello, Michelle Rickman. I love your haircut. You look so good. And Lela, you're looking glam tonight. It's so good to see you. I want to run through. Oh, she's getting pics. Should we pose? So tonight, just like always, we're hanging out. Also, for those of you who are new here, this really isn't like a workshop or a presentation. This is a place for neurodivergent people to just kind of come hang out and talk about life and talk about what's coming up for them and things they want to share about. Of course, we always look at the lens through what's costing you energy, what is crediting your energy, and what does it look like to build margin in your life right now. We have themes that come up around work and life and whatever it might be, so nothing is off limits. If you want to chat on the screen and hang out and share, all you have to do is just in the comments put share. Just caps, all caps, share. So if you'd like to share tonight, then we would love to see you put share. But then also is if we're talking to Lela or someone else on the call and you want to join in the conversation, put share or like raise your hand and we will definitely put you on the spotlight and we'll hang out with you. Like I said, we're so excited to see you. You can have your camera on or off. So if you don't want us to see you, that's totally fine. And some people just like to kind of hang out and do. We have Dustin who's on the call. We'll hear a little bit from Dustin later too. He's painting right now. So this is very ADHD friendly. We want to honor the way you show up always. So whatever you need to give yourself, if you need to pop out early, whatever you got to give yourself, we totally honor that here. That's exactly how you do it. So I would love to just start out tonight by saying that I invited Lela here tonight. I have a really cool announcement that I'm sharing, and someone that I shared this really cool announcement with, one of the very only people, because I don't know about you all, but as someone with ADHD, and also a millennial thing, or maybe this is like more than millennial, you know how everyone always says, don't share what you're doing. Just don't share it. Just do it in secret. But honestly, one of the things that I love about being a coach is I have to challenge some of the norms that I have believed. And one of those norms is that I have to be alone and I have to do hard things by myself and tell no one. And it's really meaningful. Oh, Lela, I'm already getting choked up. Lela's one of those people that I just wanted to tell her because she's so joyful and she makes me feel so bright and makes me feel so motivated and capable. And she's one of those mirrors in life that reflects back the best parts of yourself. And so she's here tonight to share because she's helped to share with us some of her life and her experience. And so when someone's vulnerable with me, this is like we're friends now officially. And I can't wait to share with you my vulnerability if I get there, which I did. And so I feel like in terms of friendship, which this space is all about. It's all about doing life. It's all about doing friendship. It's all about all of it. And so to me, it's just really meaningful. You know, I'm still a newbie to Dallas in many ways. And so Lela, she's my friend, and I'm so proud to call you friend. And I see other people on the call tonight who I am also very proud to call friends who are here. So I'm just so glad that you're here. Before we bring you up, Lela, I want to share a little bit that people may not know about you. And of course, you probably know Lela at this point, so this probably isn't new information. But I do want to share. I also am really impressed by Lela and so many of the people in this community. It's so inspiring to be around cool people who do cool things and have a kind heart at the same time and a brilliant mind. And so you know that already about Leela, but some things you may not know is that she is a COO. She is in leadership and learning strategy. She has some very cool things. I can't wait for her to share with you guys tonight. If she wants to share whatever she wants to share. She is a nonprofit co-founder. So Tech Besties, shout out Tech Besties. Shout out Women Already Connected. Women Already Connected is the sponsor this month for ADHD Energy Strategy Live. You've been seeing them in the newsletter. Be sure to check out Women Already Connected. I will also be tagging them in the comments. So if you want to check out Women Already Connected, neurodivergent friendly networking group. Just heads up. Very friendly for me. And one of those places that I just really love. So definitely check them out. And Leela's just one of those people who makes you feel connected and she makes you feel alive and she really takes the time to see you. And that's such a special quality because I know how much energy that takes. And, she's built learning cultures across Fortune 50 healthcare organizations. And of course, we know nonprofits and tech spaces. So, like, very, very impressive person on paper, but also in real life, just everything you could ever dream and more. So no pressure. You don't have to like show up any different way, Leela, but you already are all those things. I'm going to go ahead and pop you on the spotlight. Are you ready to share? Are you ready to hang out?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh my gosh, are you in the new home?
I am. It's so bare, right? You probably hear my echo, but yeah, we're in our new home. Praise God. So yeah, this is actually my first call with you, Mo, since we moved.
Oh, that's so
Hmm.
exciting. It's been
Yeah.
fun to watch. I mean, especially knowing you are in this new space. Gosh, I remember it wasn't just but like 6 or 7 months ago. Your life has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to witness you. And I know I shared this in some of the, posts that I put out about tonight's call, but um I'm just ready to hear a life update because it's been a minute since we've heard what's new, what's going on. What do you want to share?
Yeah. So for the greater group that doesn't know me, first of all, that introduction, Mo, I mean, if I could have recorded it and made that my ringtone or alarm clock to wake up to, I would
Oh,
have. I mean, I just thank you for being so articulate about our friendship. It means so much to me. And I'm glad that we've been able to invest in one another throughout this last, I think, 365, really, where we've form this bond of voice notes and silly text messages on a
yeah.
weekly basis. So I just appreciate you for that. But for the greater group that doesn't know me, about 6 months ago, I shared in this community that I was laid off. I got laid off at a director level position. I had over 10 interviews for this role. The interview process was, I mean, grueling. It was a 3 month interview process. So when they hired me and I got laid off 6 months later, I spiraled a bit. I thought, was it me? Was it just did I do something wrong? And of course, I'm not the anomaly, especially in this economy right now with the layoffs, but I took it a whole lot harder than anticipated. And I'm just so grateful for my husband who's on this call that allowed me just to exist and not figure out what that next step was as a type A older daughter, eldest granddaughter. We always feel like we have to figure things out. And for me, it was, oh, I need to get back into some sort of routine without, using work as my primary source of budget. Mo talks about energy budgeting all the time. And so during my layoff, I continued that budget. I wanted to make sure that I was in a space where I could still perform like I've always done. But what I didn't realize, and this is a new term that I've been researching all week, really knowing that I was going to talk to you all, is that my energy inventory had been depleted. So regardless of my budget, my energy inventory just wasn't there. It was like I was functioning or attempting to function on Dom Perignon budget with, Budweiser inventory. And that wasn't working out for
Mm.
me. right? I like if you look at it, the energy budget, I wrote it down for myself. The energy budget is an intentional plan for how you want to spend your physical, mental, and emotional capacity. It helps you decide in advance what deserves your time, attention, and effort. But my inventory, it's an ongoing awareness of what your energy levels actually are in real time. It helped me recognize what was draining me, what was restoring me, and when my capacity had changed so I could adjust accordingly. And when looking into my inventory, my energy inventory, I realize that I function differently than other people. And I think that as neurodivergents, we always try to blanket how we feel sometimes, like this is norm, this is status quo, to not ruffle feathers or to not make anyone look at us a little bit harder than we are probably looking at ourselves. But in this new role, I actually got a new job back in February. In this new role, I've had the privilege of attending workshops and really understanding myself. And one of the things that I've really taken joy in is understanding my strengths finders. And if that's not a term that's notable by anybody in this call, it's called Gallup Strengths Finders. A lot of Fortune 500 companies take it, but you can take it on a personal basis. And I took my strengths finders again, and I hadn't taken it probably almost 2 decades at this point. And the results came back, and I have it on my phone actually, that my main skill is communication, and that my second is I'm a wooer. And so like I like to go into rooms and genuinely woo people. I want to make people feel inclusive, but I really focused on that communication aspect and started looking at the inventory of my relationships, my friendships, my business partners. And if communication wasn't the focal point, if I always felt like I was reaching out, if I always felt like I was asking questions, I realized that my inventory would dwindle way before my budget would. And so while I woke up in the mornings and was like, oh, I feel good, I look good, I'm ready to take on this day, because my strengths, because the things that I knew about myself and was learning about myself, was it being cultivated in the space that I was placing myself in, my inventory was obsolete while my budget was still high. And for me personally, groups like this, communities like this, where I can share and learn, really nurture me, because I can step away and say, what is applicable to me in my life that I can continue on and adopt, or what is not for me, but it may be best for someone else. And one of the things that I've learned, especially through my layoff, you have 24 hours in the day where you have nothing but your mind while all your
Yeah.
friends and family are, they're working, right? What I learned is that I had to be okay not being as desired. I needed to almost cut off
Yeah.
access to myself towards other people, taking long social media breaks. I'm on one again, but just making sure that I wasn't commenting on a random post or absorbing an opinion from someone that I kind of almost follow, right? Compared to being at home and being in tune with my husband or my closest friends, or really pouring into those relationships that are going to be more reciprocal compared to just transactional, right? You meet them one day and you may never see them again. So
Yeah.
in these last 6 months, the inventory gave me real awareness of what I can do and how better to nurture myself.
Mm. Yeah, that's such a beautiful way to talk about it, because you're right. Especially so what I like to think of it is like this. You have times in your life you're more expansive, and you have times in your life you're more contractive. And different energies require different kinds of inputs, different kinds of environments. And especially when you're a neurodivergent person, all of these things can be really expensive depending on what kind of energy you're in,
Yeah.
one day you might this, one day you might this. You might find a season where you're more inward, and the types of inputs that ordinarily, although have always been expensive, are really felt. That's why I
Mhm.
love those contractive times, because they're such great teachers of, okay, what all can I drop? I can't hold all of this. I don't have the inventory for
Yeah.
it. Those are times can build resentment too. Like you're looking around and going, wow, what all have I been, And I think you and I even had a conversation at one point about like sometimes it's important to drop it all so that you are intentional about what you pick back up because your
Yeah.
life force is responsible for a lot happening in this world that sometimes goes unaccounted for. So I
Yeah.
think, especially hearing you mention the piece about absorbing, you're right. Even in some of those more vulnerable times in your life, even being on social media can be too expensive because of the maybe opinions you're absorbing or the mirror that it provides that can create for us a type of absorption while we're a little more pliable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm curious about for you, even in this last month, you've been also on a
Mm.
social media break while
Yeah.
you were very smartly you're going through this move. That's a big energetic shift, inventory change when you're doing an audit. What does that look like, especially because you're traveling a lot for your new role?
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got a lot going on.
I'm actually going to Chicago tomorrow. Thank
Oh,
goodness our
wow.
closet is done so I can actually pack,
Yay. Your closet
coordinate.
looks so good.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, in this last month, I just realized where I could sacrifice some things, and that's the fun of, scrolling endlessly on the gram, right? Where I really needed to focus on the home and selling our previous home, and again, making sure that I was nurturing inside the house as well. I know, as much as I talked about how I know my strengths, I also during my layoff season understood my faults better, and I think that for women of color, for women that are minorities, especially, using your weaknesses as a positive is sometimes very vulnerable. And it's not something that you want to blast. But in retrospect, I wish I was doing it much, much sooner. Because whenever I now know I'm sending, I'm a type A friend. I send calendar invites if I know that I need to be somewhere. I send emails whenever I'm figuring out, plans or justifying what I need to do. And it's not really for the other person, it's for me. It's because that's my weakness. My husband can tell you I'm horrible at remembering names. So
Oh
if
man, I
I
get
can write it down, if it's somewhere that
that.
I don't have to remember, great. My weakness is now my strength. And I look so organized, but really it's because I can't remember anything the next day. And so for this last month, I mean,
Oh,
for this in this last month, my calendar has really been my saving grace. I mean, my husband and I, we actually send each other calendar invites to discuss primary topics in our household because if we know it's vital to us, we know we need to sit down and really take the time to nurture it and have that conversation without any distractions. And so in this last month, again, going to your community sessions every month, Mo, but really going through these workshops and understanding my weaknesses and what I'm poor at, I now can delegate to someone who absolutely loves to do it.
yeah.
And again, I know I'm shouting out strength finders. This is not a sponsored post by
I
any
say
means.
whatever helps, let's share generously. Like I'm
Yeah.
here for whatever works for people.
Yeah. I do it. I
Yeah.
tell people off bat, I'm great at communication. I can woo you. I lead with positivity. I'm horrible at execution. So what do you want to do
Yeah.
with this? And it's such a newfound way of an elevator speech that people seem to be drawn to it and say, oh, that's great. I hate all of the above except for execution. Let's partner on
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. And it almost takes the guessing work and the assumption out of those relationships that you really need to invest in and nurture.
Yeah. And what wisdom too, when you realize in life, because something is a weakness doesn't mean I need to work on it right now.
Yeah.
Like, am I even motivated? Like, I think there's sometimes, I don't know about you, but I feel like, especially in my 20s, and there's just still a little bit of this air of you need to show up at 100 capacity and outwork everybody around you, and the types of tropes that exist, especially for women. And especially when I think about people of color, or people who have maybe chronic illness, that are like, no, I can never let someone see, or a neurodivergent person who says, well, I don't ever want anyone to know this about me, so I'm just going to make everything harder on myself so that I can prove that I'm just as capable, whatever the things are. And so, number one, hearing you say that's something that you pick up on, but the wisdom to realize that's really expensive energy. And
Mhm.
if I'm able to work in a state where I can focus on the things that are really where my sweet spot lives, this project is going to be so kick ass, everybody. Like, just let me do what I do and let's find what you do.
Yeah.
And then it's a
Yeah.
fun group to work in, rather than I'm so pissed at these people because I'm doing the shitty job, that I hate
Yeah.
and I don't want to do and I didn't speak up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we unintentionally silo ourselves whenever we just don't
Yes.
relay our weaknesses or relay the things that just we're not passionate about, And you asked about this last month. Oh, I've been telling everybody, like at work, hey, if you don't communicate well with me, we're just not going to have good rapport. So I
Yep.
need, X, Y, and Z. And again, it flows better. And
Yep.
that's also how my relationships have unintentionally formed as well. If I feel in the last 365 days, I've been the only one to reach out to you and ask you how you are, it doesn't have to be a problem, but I now have to put you into an inventory bucket that isn't as high as the other person. And that's okay.
Mhm.
That's not saying that things can't change eventually, but it is me recognizing that my budget depletes when my inventory isn't being valued as well.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and even just any one moment you see something like an energy mismatch in a relationship, you can
Yeah.
never unsee that unless it changes. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I've got to always be the one who shows up and does the work. So unless there's some type of conversation where, like what you said, you've been doing a great job with delegating, or figuring out what type of way you can show up in equanimity is a word that is your word this year, which, by the
Yeah.
way, I would love to check in around that. The idea of, are we showing up in a way that feels energetically fair? Now, obviously, you're going to have times where maybe this person has a little less or this, but it's different when it's chronic and it seems to
Mhm.
go unchecked, unchanged, or maybe even completely disregarded, which is also another conversation. But that is something you can't unsee. And so therefore, if you have valuable energy to spend in places where you are excited about, or you're flowing about, or you have something that maybe you don't get to do because you are just too worn out at the end of the week now, because you've had just a few too many fees, things that cost a little extra. And
Yeah.
that's the sneaky thing. So that's why I love this work especially too, because the idea of paying attention to all of the hidden fees, and not in a way of like it's a judgment. Sometimes you're going to have them, but more in a way of, I'm actively choosing to the best of my ability what honors me so that I can do what
Mhm.
I want to do, which it feels
Yeah.
like beautifully you've been able to do. Even with all the changes, it's meeting yourself at the capacity you had and with the energy that you had, and showing up in a way that felt good, and honoring those times also that were maybe hard and weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely. I just think that a lot, and I know there's men on this call as well, but people in general, I think that if we were just a little bit more honest with ourselves and what we can output on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, I think that the conversations and relationships, both personal and professional, would flow a whole lot easier. Maybe
Yeah.
not better, but it would be easier.
Yes. I think there are three questions that I would love to have at the beginning of every single meeting. And I feel like this would be so awesome
Yeah.
if we could ask each other, hey, before we get started today, how's your energy? How's your mood? How's your focus? And so then when we're sharing spaces together, we have so much more compassion for, hey, Leela is having a low energy day, not a bad mood. She's not in a bad mood. She just doesn't, she needs the lights low in her office and to just not be interrupted because her focus is also low today, and she's got a project. So, and that's so great rather than communication. You're going to love this rather than we just don't talk about those things because maybe it's weird. You're being such a good energy advocate, like you're advocating for yourself. And I just think, oh, what a gift to give yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. I will. You asked about equanimity at the beginning, and that's for everyone on this call. We had a call in January, and Mo had asked, "What's our word of the year?" And mine is equanimity, to be more equanimous throughout the entire 2026 year. And equanimity means reacting to things without it shifting from left or right, whether it's good or bad, I'm still dealing with the same idea, notion, the same, very stoic energy. And I can say that I'm still holding on to that word. We moved into our home, and then the night that we moved in, we realized we didn't have any hot water. So we had to get,
Mm.
a technician to come out, and we realized that we needed to replace both hot water heaters. And
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh. Oh my gosh.
it's home ownership,
Yeah.
right? It happens,
Yes.
Side note, make sure you have at least a year savings, to make sure that
No
you
kidding.
have enough budget whenever you are buying a home so that you can just pay it and then move forward. But in terms of that, I was annoyed. I hate taking cold shower. I hate being cold in general. So I
Mm.
hate taking cold showers. But, my husband and I think we dealt with it so well because in that moment it was, we have this beautiful house that we really wanted. We don't have any hot water. Yay to both,
Yeah.
we're going to pay for whatever we can pay for tomorrow. But today, we're still blessed and fortunate to be in a home that we really, really like. And I think leaning on, this is just a bad moment, not a bad day, has
Yeah.
really helped me get into uh, a good rapport with, again, relationships, both professionally and personally. I turned 38 in January at my birthday party. I didn't have a job. I was still at my old house. I still didn't even know if I wanted to accept the job that I have now. Fast forward, I'm here. I'm killing it at work. I have Invisalign now. I don't know why I did this to myself. Like I just needed all the changes in the world all at once, right?
It's a
But
very neurodivergent thing to do for the record to be like, you know
100%.
what? Let's do it all right now, all
Yeah,
at once.
100%. Like this, it's a full rebrand at this
Yes.
point,
Oh my God. I love it.
But yeah, I think whenever you understand like your rhythm and flow of just, hey, this is a bad moment, not a bad day. This is not the bad, or this is a bad day, not a bad week. I think you can handle things with a little bit more, fervor and
Yeah.
grace, right? And walk into it saying, this will be done in a few hours. And it's going to be a learning lesson, whatever it is.
Mm, I love that. It's so well said because you're right. All of it can exist at once. It can all like all of the good and some kind of weird. And you really get to be the one at the end of the day who weighs it and says, "Okay, what do I want to make of it though? What does
Yeah.
this mean for me, today?" So I just think that's so beautiful and I do want to remind everyone if rebrand is always needed. I love a rebrand. I love a rebrand. Uh, Definitely agree with you, Darian. And Nicole says I am starting my full rebrand in turn 38 in February. Yes, this is the time. I need to find that little graphic that's like most women change careers and basically total rebrand around 40 and then they like hit each point of like and then at 45 and then at 50. I feel like we're all just exactly on time. I wanted to remind everyone if you would like to chat with Leela, now is a good time to mention share as we wrap up her share. So if you want to share about something maybe you heard from her story or ask any questions of her or me, or join us in the conversation, we would love to hear from you. I'm so glad that you came on tonight to share your story and your update. It's really fun. I love when we hear stories in community, and then especially obviously you and I are, I know what's going on in your life, but also just as a community member, like witnessing your life unfold and like what's going on now since last time we talked, and so much is unfolded. And you're a person to me that when I see your life unfold, it really inspires me and makes me feel excited about my own life. So like love the rebrand. Maybe I should get Invisalign. Excited about the house and moving in, and one day, which I have an announcement at the very end, which will be a place we can share more, but we got to share your closet with everybody. I mean, you got to follow Lela on Instagram when she's back. Are you back
Yeah.
in June?
I think I'm going to be back July 15th. That's my husband's birthday. So the
Oh, yeah.
obligatory happy birthday to love of my life, like that has to go up, right? So that might
Oh, good.
be, and then
Yeah.
your birthday is the 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have two that month. So I might as well come back in July.
I'm trying to decide between two different things I want to do on my birthday. I was thinking I should do a poll, but
Mm,
I'll send out a text message unless anybody cares on the call tonight. I have two ideas, and I always like to find something really fun. Oh yeah. Oh, are you on your computer where you could show the
yeah.
closet? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
see if, because
Darian,
sometimes,
good idea.
sometimes
Show
the
the
Wi-Fi
closet.
just does crazy things and I don't want to lose you. If I lose you, then that's it. So blame
Okay.
Spectrum.
Okay, if we lose, yeah, and I will blame Spectrum. I have some complaints. I have some complaints.
Yeah.
Ooh, the kitchen. Look at the kitchen. My gosh.
I know.
Your home is
Thanks,
gorgeous.
guys.
Oh.
Okay. Don't look at the bed. It's laundry day as well.
Hey, we know
Okay.
you're just getting moved in. Nobody's judging.
Going through the bathroom.
Ooh, good lighting.
Good lighting. Okay. Here's the closet. Oh, I don't know if you can see
Oh
that.
my, did you guys see that in the middle? You want to tell them about that?
Oh, this is all, well, this is also my connected hat, my women already connected
Ooh,
hat.
yes. Women already
Yes,
connected.
always. But yeah, this is a closet island my husband actually built for me. It has all of our jewelry inside with the drawers and stuff. But yeah, I also hired an organizer. Everyone on this call needs to have an organizer on speed
Yes.
dial. She color coded it, made sure my shoes made sense to me, what I
So
could
good.
grab and everything. So, and then this it wraps around. I mean, she did everything in here. And it just, again, I understood my inventory and that's not what I wanted to do that day is, decorate or whatever, put together my closet. So yeah, I hired that out. I outsourced.
Oh, it's so smart. And also, Ryan said, tell them about the reinforced shelves and racks.
Yes. Yes. While we were busy organizing, my husband made sure that all the racks could withstand the clothes in there. So please give it up to him.
Honestly, and
He is
honestly,
Bob the
good
Builder.
work. Good work building the island. That is so cool.
Yeah. Oh
Everybody
my
needs an
gosh.
island in their closet.
Honestly, it's like building things together with your spouse. It is marriage boot camp,
For real.
and I am there with all the instructions, like laying out all the pieces for him. And then so he just has to go to the next piece and, drill it in or screw it in. It works for
That's
us.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It
so
took us a while
funny.
to understand that as well.
That's so funny. I'm either really into the instructions and can't let it go or want nothing to do with them. I'm really
Mm,
hot and cold with like building. And so
yeah.
it's really got to take some settling in and like having conversation. So we would have to have communication if we're
Yeah.
building something together.
Yeah.
But I love that. This is so exciting and good
Yeah.
idea, Darian. Also, Nicole said she's an organizer's worst nightmare or best client, unsure which. I would say I would say best because it's a real win. I love to organize. I also have a little touch of OCD, but I love organizing, and so to me, I love to see it finished product.
Yeah. And I'll say with my organizer, she also did my previous home. I love her. She has clients in New York and Beverly Hills as well.
Ooh, so she's
She
good.
is the most down to earth person. I mean, she's folded my underwear, you know, like
Oh,
I just
that's
trust her.
cute.
And she, like, I will tell her what I really love and what, you know, I want to
Yeah.
see that makes me happy every single day. And she puts that at the forefront of whatever it is, my kitchen, my closet.
Yeah.
And she just lets me, you know, she allows me to be me without having to change everything and be so rigid with how she's
Mm,
organizing things. So I will
yeah.
drop her information in the chat. She is
Yeah, please
wonderful.
do. Oh, I'm so excited. I
Yeah.
love the idea of an organizer, especially for just like you said, like there are just some projects, yeah, you could do it on your own, but also would be nice to I'm always a big fan of if there's someone out there who can do it better than me and we can get this thing
Yes.
done faster, let's do
Do
it.
it.
I'm a big partner gal. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing tonight.
Mhm.
I want to open this up for everyone. I'll pop you off the spotlight. Is there anything else you want to share before we say goodbye for just a moment?
No, I just again want to just reiterate the importance of making sure you know who you are first. You know, take the workshop, read the books, take the analysis test. You just really may not understand how you're functioning, and leaning on someone or something that could help those, you know, or navigate those conversations really, really helped me.
I love that. And I would love it if whatever you want to share in the chat, we want to hear about everything that works. This is a place for sharing whatever works. So
Yeah, I
thank you for
definitely will.
sharing. So
Absolutely.
I'll pop you here off the spotlight and Leela's still with us. So if you guys decide at some point that you would like to chat or share, please let us know. This is now an open floor. So what I'd like to do while everyone's settling in and deciding, do I want to share tonight? You don't have to have anything to share. You could just say hello. I see that Joni's joining us here from Florida. Hello, Joni. I see that Dustin is in the back working on his project. Hello, Dustin. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you showed up tonight. And of course, Nicole is here. Zana is here. And we've got Brandon, who's fresh this time, very first Brandon board. So I'm so glad that you showed up today. And Zana, would your little friend like to finally say hello? I know he was wanting to say hello.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
Are you being shy now?
You look like your mom.
Oh, yeah, he's so handsome, so that's a
You are
compliment. Oh,
so
being shy, it's
handsome.
okay.
It's okay.
Mm, because I look different. You look different. No, it's
I
okay.
look different. Is it my glasses?
Is it her glasses? We can't even see you. My screen automatically goes to full
Oh,
blown
okay. So you
mode.
can't see me.
There she is. She's beautiful. Look at her. Oh,
Hey,
I
what's
can't.
your
Oh,
name?
what's your name, Alexander? Say it.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh. That's one of my favorite names. There's a famous actress whose name's Alexander Skarsgård, who's like 6'5", very tall. Are you going to be a tall person, you think?
I think so. His daddy's 6'4". Not on mommy's side, that's for sure, right?
What's Alexander's energy tonight?
He's currently naming his gerbil.
Oh, okay. Everybody, let us know what you think Alexander should name his gerbil in the chat. We're taking names.
It's a good name. He's so cute.
Oh, he's so cute.
But judgment on lacking. How did he type that? It says judgment on lacking USNNM. How did you do?
Oh, wow. That's a long name for a gerbil. Judgment,
Okay,
stop.
silly. I don't know how he did that, but you don't know how to spell judgment, so you were just typing away. Good job.
Oh, Nicole says Geronimo, and then Dustin says Hamilton, as he had a hamster
Does you
named
like
Hamilton.
Gerald or Geronimo or Hamilton for your little gerbil?
Some ideas.
Gerald? Gerald. We picked
Harold the
Gerald.
gerbil wins. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. Well, say thank
Hey,
you for having us today.
yeah.
Oh, he wants to show his little airplane.
Whoa, that's awesome. And those are like two of my favorite colors.
Hmm.
I love yellow.
Okay.
One day, I hope we
Thank
all
you.
have yellow jets. That's what I'm going to put in the wish
Yes.
bank.
We'll
Well, it's
say
good to
thank
see you,
you. Thank
Alexander.
you. Thank you. We're gonna go take a
Thank
bath.
you. Okay.
Thank
We'll
you.
pop you off the spotlight, Alexander. Hey, it's great to see you, Zana. Thanks for coming
You
tonight.
too. This was so good. Thank you. Thank you, Leela.
Yes, of course. Okay, well, the floor is now officially open. We decided tonight in a couple things so far. We've got about 20 minutes left in our call. I do want to share something here at the end. So while you're deciding if you're ready to share about something, if you want to just sort of talk or share about life, maybe one of the things I always love to do because this is the end of the month, I always love to ask myself, what would I like to let go of this month and not carry forward into the next month? And what am I really super grateful for that I'm totally taking with me? So, a couple of things to just let roll around in your head as we're entering the end of the month. I always feel like, I don't know about you, but for me, whenever I just get going in life. Sometimes I need little reminders to slow down and realize time has passed and things have happened and I have lived. And so I feel like those are good times to do it. It's at the end of the month and beginning of the month. As ADHDers, transitions are always a little like nebulous to us. And so I always feel like this little stretch of time in our months is really kind of magic. You know, it's an end and a beginning happening all at the same time. So hopefully that inspires some things in your mind tonight, like planting seeds and maybe over the next couple of days that will come to you. So, Joni, am I seeing that you're wanting to share?
Yes.
Okay, I'll pop you on the spotlight. Everyone, this is Joni, and she's joining us. You're in Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
How are
Sorry it's
things
so
going?
dark because I'm in the room with my mom. I brought her from the hospital yesterday. So she's
Mhm.
now on hospice and I'm by myself with her.
Mhm.
And this morning was an ADHD nightmare. First of all, she's got Alzheimer's and she's got um congestive heart failure.
Oh,
And what's actually taking her out is the congestive heart failure. Um, but she was so uncomfortable in the hospital, and I was sleeping in the hospital now 3 weeks. And the chairs that they have are so uncomfortable. The food is
yeah.
awful. And so she wasn't eating. She hadn't eaten in 3 days. I brought her home and she ate really well
Oh,
today.
good, good, good. That's awesome.
Um, yeah, but I mean, I had to get her up. She can't walk. So I
Mhm.
put her in the wheelchair. I got her to the bathroom and she didn't wet herself last night, which was amazing. And she did her
Yeah.
business. But it was, I couldn't find my glasses. So I'm doing all this blind and so hard to hold her up and try to figure out how to lock the wheelchair. And the dogs
Yeah.
are like wanting to be fed. And it was just, oh my gosh, it was such a nightmare. But I'm having a hard time with my brother and sister because they're not from here. One of them lives in Orlando, one of them lives in Ohio. And the one in Ohio, I've been taking care of my mom for a year by myself. I've been paying all her bills, taking care of everything. Not that I want a pat on the back. I'm just saying I have been doing it alone.
Yeah.
And my brother hasn't wanted to help with anything. I've asked him to help me, and nobody's helped me. So now, because the end is near, they come. And so today, my mom, she kind of is rallying, she's kind of trying to come back, kind of, and she ate soup and a sandwich. And I made her cream of wheat with blueberries this morning. She was like, "This is so good." And she was so happy to be here last night. And she said, "My house looks so beautiful and it was so calm."
Oh,
Um, and she had the best night's sleep. She's been like hallucinating. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I don't know what you guys feel about religion, but I'm telling you something. She had people in her room singing to her. And for a whole day, she could not get the song out of her head. And she kept trying to sing it, trying to tell me what it was. Could not figure it out. So I finally called because I'm a singer. I have a friend who's a keyboard player and he knows every song in the world. So I said, "Please listen to my mom hum this. Help me because I know I hear the song, but I can't figure out what it is." So she hummed it into the phone. And both of us at the same time said, "Go tell it on the mountain." Holy
Mm.
cow. Everybody in the room was singing Go Tell It on the Mountain. We don't go to church. I believe in God, believe in the spirit. But as soon as she knew what it was, she started to sing a little bit. I played it on the phone. She smiled and all her stats went normal. And then she says to me, "Oh, they all left. They all left." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." So I listened to the song and oh my goodness, I lost it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, okay. And the heart doctor told us that she's not coming back from this, that she's actually lived 3 years longer than he thought she would because she's
Mm.
had 79% pressure on her heart for the last 3 years. And he said, they were going to do a procedure. And I said, "Is it a procedure that's going to fix anything?" He says, "No, it's just a diagnostic." I said, "I don't want you to do any procedures that are diagnostic unless you can fix it. And the only thing they can do is open heart." And she's 81 and she's weak and she's got congestive heart failure. I don't want that for her. She's had 4 open heart surgeries. And mother is a tank. She does not want to leave. So now
Yeah.
that I have her here and she's doing well, and we have her on hospice, and they're supposed to bring her morphine and Ativan and all this stuff, it's like I don't want to give it to her. I'm like, and my
Yeah.
my sister's talking to the nurse saying, "Listen, the whole family's here now." I'm like, I don't give a shit if she's eating. She's able to talk to me. She seems like because she's in my atmosphere and with the right foods, she's kind of with it. And my daughter and I are both against the whole, you know, morphine Ativan now because it's just not time yet. I don't
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm holding on to false hope or I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know.
Mm.
I just don't know how to deal with my brother and sister. And my sister, the reason my mom is in such bad shape is my sister said, "I want her to visit me." And she took her for 2 weeks. And she went from being able to make it to the bathroom to asking me, "Where am I? Did you just leave me here to die?"
Mm.
And I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, I'm coming to get her." And before I could, she passed out, ended up in the emergency room, and I ended up in the hospital with her up there in Orlando for a week. And I think they let her go prematurely. And
Mhm.
we drove down to Hollywood and had to go right to the emergency room and put her in the hospital again. So, yeah, I don't know what to do.
Mm. Well, I want you to know you're doing an amazing job. We literally used the word tonight, advocate, and you're being an awesome advocate to your mom. And I just want you to know that I can feel that you're carrying a lot of this. And breathe, girl. You're doing an awesome job. And I can hear that you're tuning into your mom. Okay, so do you mind if I share a little bit about you, Joni?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Joni is an artist and she is a creator. We could just call her a creator. And so when I think about people who are really connected to the human experience, Joni's one of those people. She's a writer, she's a singer, she's so insanely talented. Oh my gosh.
Thank
And
you.
so when I think about the way that you connect with people, and I know that you have sensing abilities. This is also being a performer. You sense energy. And so you have different senses that you're picking up on, and it feels like you have this connection with your mom and she to you, and that you're hearing her when maybe others aren't able to hear her in the same way. And
Yeah, and my
your
sister's talking
experience,
about death to her today, and she said something about morphine. So, will you stop talking about her dying, please? And my mom says, "Why
yeah,
do I need morphine? Why are you giving me morphine?" And my sister says, "Oh, it's just going to be a little bit." I'm like, I don't want to give it to her.
yeah,
She's asking me about morphine. She doesn't want it.
yep,
I'm not giving it to her. The problem is that I didn't have my sister on the paperwork. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't. And
yeah,
today, because she was like fighting for me to get some stuff that I needed for my mom, because she knows how to work the system, because I don't, I gave her permission. And now I'm worried that I gave her permission because I don't want her to have permission for this kind of thing.
yeah. Do
And,
you guys, are you able to have this conversation, or like if you were to sit down and have a structured conversation about what you believe is what is right and open the space, is that possible between the three of you?
No, because I think, honestly, this is a terrible thing to say,
Okay.
but to my sister, my mom is worth more to her, not you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when she went up there, she went up with lorazepam, which is not something you can take with hydrocodone. And it says on the bottle you can't take lorazepam with hydrocodone. And so my sister's she was in rehab last year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her, I said, please don't. I took a picture of it, the label said, do not give them to her at the same time. Do not give her both of them. I'm pissed at myself for sending them up with her. And she she says, no, of course not. No, no. In fact, I took the lorazepam to the fire station to dispose of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Julie, you are a walking medicine cabinet. There's no way that you took meds that are not expired, especially lorazepam, to
Yeah.
the fire station. Today, my mom got a prescription for lorazepam because now they don't have her on hydrocodone and they want her to be relaxed. And Julie came to me and says to me, listen, mom's probably not going to use all that lorazepam. You know, there's some left over, can I take it because my daughter takes it? And I'm like,
Mm,
okay, so I'm supposed to believe you took him to the fire station, but now you
yeah.
want whatever's left. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't trust my sister as far as I can throw her.
So you're really in a position now where you're feeling like I'm the only one who's going to advocate. I'm the
Myself
only
and my
one
daughter.
who's
Yeah,
so you're really feeling backed into a corner here, and when I think about the way you're taking care of yourself, obviously that's something that comes to mind too, because it sounds like maybe it's am I wrong to say that I'm sensing that you're a little bit in a state of feeling like backed up into a corner, and like you're having to
yeah,
oh, and then Nicole says, do you have power of attorney over
I
your mother's?
do. I do.
Okay,
But the
good,
problem
good.
is, no, but the problem is
Okay.
the doctors didn't tell me my mom had Alzheimer's when they did the PET scan in January.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't tell me. She flushed 4 washcloths down the toilet of a rental and it flooded the whole place out. And I took her to see the doctor the next day and they said, please tell her because we knew she had dementia.
Yep.
And I videotaped it because I wanted my mom to know because she keeps saying she's fine. And the
Okay.
doctor says, we tested you in January. We're in March. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that you knew she had made moderate Alzheimer's in January. I'm the person in her chart and you didn't tell me.
Mm.
So the thing is, my sister said she'll fight it because I didn't get it until April.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, Joni. Well, what I
Yeah.
feel for you right now, I'm sorry that you're processing through all of this and that you're feeling like, thank God you have your daughter there with you, but you're feeling a little backed into a corner.
Hold on a second. The nurse is here. Hold on.
Okay, of
Hey, hey, hey,
course.
guys, hey, you can mute me, mute me.
Okay, okay, I'll mute you. I'll
Hello?
mute
No,
you.
hey, hi, hi, hey,
I'll
hey,
try
hey,
to find the
come on,
mute.
come
I'm
on,
sorry, guys. I'm
hey,
not finding the mute button for
I'm
Joni.
sorry.
That's okay. Um,
Come on, see, see. Are you
okay.
serious?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I muted Joni. So what I think I'm going to do is just follow up with Joni. Joni's a person that I know, and so I'm going to follow up with Joni after this call. And it sounds like she's needing a little bit of love and support right now. So just so everybody knows, I'll definitely follow up with Joni. Um, she's someone who I'll have to tell you the story sometime about how I came to know her. I actually met her this year. I know her through Dave. Dave knows her from about 20 plus years ago. And she wrote a story that Dave, plays a character in. Anyway, so I got to hear the story. And so that's how I met her because I called her and said, I heard you wrote a story. I got to know. And so anyway, I met her on a call about the story she wrote. And so I've had the pleasure of getting to know Joni over the last few months actually. So I'm so sorry, Joni. Joni, since we only have about 5 minutes left, I'm gonna follow up with you after this as your pal. Let's just hang out. Let's talk. I need you to know I'm here, and I can sense that you're going through a lot. Thanks for sharing your heart. I hope it felt good to have a space to open up because I feel like that it seemed like it relieved a lot of pressure. So thank you for sharing that tonight. And again, thank you for everyone who came. I would love to share with you all something tonight. This has been a call tonight where we are sharing vulnerabilities. It feels like this is the theme based on what we talked about with Lela and even our friendship, and this is what this space is for. This is a place for deep thinkers and big feelers. And so in the spirit of that, I would love to be vulnerable with you all here tonight. Over the last 3 years, as I've been coaching, I switched into coaching ADHDers because I realized that almost all my clients had ADHD, and I was like, "What's going on?" And so it just became so obvious to me, and this is when a hyperfixation kicked in for me, and I haven't been able to let it go ever since. Ultimately, what I realized was there were so many areas where ADHDers and specifically I was working with women at the time, but ADHDers who were overriding themselves constantly and going in what I saw was very obvious patterns with their energy. And I started to develop a framework around these patterns that I saw. And so, of course, this obsession began around energy management and realizing that energy is a foundational layer of everything we do. So when I think about mindset, when I think about habits, when I think about any type of goal we set, whatever it may be, guess what everything we need in life is? Energy. And guess what happens to an ADHDer when we don't accurately account for our energy? We can experience worsened ADHD symptoms, which can impact literally everything in our lives. So I like to say, energy is a foundational layer, and everything downstream of energy is impacted if you don't calculate your energy accurately. But we didn't really have any tools for how do we calculate this because, as we all know, there are so many areas of our lives that are not being calculated. You know what I mean? And that, whether you want to say it or not, some ways is on purpose. Some ways just happens for whatever reason. And so I've become obsessed with collecting data, and I've been obsessed with figuring out what these patterns look like. And so now what I'd like to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I want to share what for the last 3 years I've been developing. And it launches tonight. And Lela knew about it before everyone. And so thank you, Lela, for being a confidant. And also, I want to share that Michelle, I just shared it with her tonight too. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my screen on. As soon as I see the right screen, I'm supposed to click. Okay. Okay, everyone. Apologies. There we go. Here we go. All right. Do you guys see a screen that says beats or no? I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Darn it. Apologies. Okay. I'm going to keep talking about what I'm about to share with you. I had it all pulled up and ready, and now I don't know how to work a computer. Okay. Let me scoot this over. I think I just figured it out. Here we go. I found it. Okay. Do you guys see the screen? Oh my gosh. It's not, it's literally saying it can't, the screen sharing has failed. Okay, so I'm actually just going to share with you guys a link and then I'm going to see if I can pull it up. So, what I've done, I'll just tell you in my own words. So, essentially, over the last 3 years, what I've created is a system for your energy budgeting. And it is an entire program. It's built in school. As you all know, last year, I let Nice Girl Detox, the Facebook, the community, I let it lapse. And I told you that a new space would be coming. And over the last 6 months, I've been building this specific program in school. And I think you can see it now. Can you see it now? Thank God. You know, it's always awkward when you struggle with technology in front of people when it's been prepared. This is school. This is ADHD energy strategy. This is an entire system. And what it does is it helps you name your costs and your credits so you can accurately budget your energy and have more margin in your life. And what this does for you is this creates for all of us this space where we can collectively do it together. So whether you're a client or you're someone who's in the community, which in the community, as we all know, we have the monthly calls, we have the newsletter, we have places that we can deep dive around this, lots of free resources. Thank you. Thank you, Darian. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And this is where it lives. And inside of it, you'll always get the newsletters. You'll always get the community discussion boards where we're going to be sharing even deeper all of these conversations. You have the podcast and the YouTube replays. This again is spaces where you can enter at any level to do whatever with your energy as you focus in, if you're anything like me and want to get obsessed with how to honor your functioning best so that you can show up and do the things you want to do. In this, the energy budgeting game that I'm about to show you, there's 9 different immersive worlds that you enter. In every world that you enter, there are missions. And what's so cool, I'll show you the missions. What's so cool, this is the classroom. Down here are courses that are not here yet, but I'm working on. I'll have you enter energy budgeting with me. There's a library too, so this is a reference point. So as you enter the classroom, you enter the game. This is where the game starts. This game map here is all the levels, and in each level, what you'll do is go on these missions to very specifically figure out uniquely for you how to create your own energy budget. And so things like Lela talked about tonight, your energy inventory, and we do a full energy audit. By the time you're done with the game, you have an entire operating system for what works best for you specifically. So what I love about this space, unlike some course spaces where it's sort of generic and you kind of got to figure it all out on your own and not really sure how it applies to you, this game very specifically walks you through what to do to get what you need for your own specific energy budget. And so it's a combination of data collection, of course, as we do, and figuring out what that looks like for you very specifically. So every game has missions, and each mission you collect coins, of course. You collect coins that represent different things. This is the most ADHD friendly system I could have possibly created, which is why it took so long trying to figure out how will this work for an ADHD brain and how will they respond to this best. So really this space is for you to figure out. It's for reflection. It's for planning. Inside this space also I created an AI companion that's programmed very specifically to help you do this course. So if you want to do it on easy mode, if you want to do it in a way where you're half-assing it and barely showing up on your worst day, you absolutely can. It helps you do it. And so that's something else I love about this space is you can do it on the go and it creates for you everything that I've been doing in coaching, but hasn't really been in a formal space yet. So you have access to that. And that's something that I'm so excited about. This is what I've been working on for about 3 years now. And so you've got that in the space. And then also in the space, including your energy oracle and all that, all of our events are all here. So if you have Circle, so like Women Already Connected and Tech Besties, they have Circle and it's very similar functioning if you've experienced some of those communities. And you can see where all our members are. Right now we have 3 members. These are the only 2 other people I told about this. And so I'm offering the Beats headphones that you saw for the first 20 people who show up in this course. You're entered to win the Beats headsets. Now I'll put this in the email tomorrow too, but you all get to hear about it first. And so I'm doing that just for the first 20 people, and then we do the drawing. So that's all there for you too. And I'll be sending you guys this link right now. What I'm doing tonight is I am offering the course. It's a $450 course. You can take time and walk through it. But tonight, for anybody who's on this call specifically, It's $75. And then tomorrow at 11, when I send the newsletter out, it's immediately changing to $99 for community members. The space here is just for community members for the first 2-3 weeks. We're doing a soft launch. So everyone has access to all this before anybody else gets into it. And also, as you'll see in the newsletter tomorrow, we'll have more details since we're over time. I am also unveiling a brand new coaching offer where we do all of this. All of my clients get access to everything they see here, the course and the community space and the AI companion, get access to everything in the coaching program. I'll detail all that out in our newsletter tomorrow, so you have time to be thinking about it. If you ever wanted to do this, now's the time. I'm bringing back my pricing from 2025, and I'm also going to be partnering with Dustin, who's on the call. He is a human design. Yeah, there he is. He's like me. Yeah, he's a human design facilitator. And so the first 3 people who do coaching will also get a free session with Dustin and lots of other really juicy prizes that are only going to be available for the first 3 people. So be sure to check out the newsletter tomorrow. I wanted to show you this community tonight. I literally have been, I think I told Zana and Lela, I feel like I just slapped the paint on and the carpet got installed. Like, this thing is hot and fresh and ready to be seen. Come hang out in community. I want you to be in community no matter what, but I also wanted to tell you what all is there. Poke around, I'll immediately let you in. So thank you for coming to the call. I apologize for going a little over time tonight, but this is something I've been very proud of, and I'm excited for you guys to get in and check it out. So for the good of the cause, does anyone have anything else that you would like to share? Thank you, Lela. She said gamification plus AI plus knowledge retention. This is honestly brilliant. Thank you for cultivating the space. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, Lela. I mean, this is part of the thing that this is what's kept me going, is this obsession with how can we do something like this for ADHDers that also they can implement in their lives right away. It doesn't, and what I love about the tools that are in this course is the tools inside this course are free. You can do them anytime, anywhere, no matter what the situation or how much time you've got, so they're very ADHD friendly. That was my main mission, is if this is complicated, I can't do it. We can't do it, so like I say, this is for your lazy days. This is for your half-assed days. This is for everything you've got, however you show up. It teaches you how to be honest about your energy, so you know very specifically how to budget your energy accurately so that you can show up and have a life where maybe if you're having boom bust cycles or still feeling a little bit inconsistent at times, or you're just like me and you're so obsessed with the idea of honoring yourself and knowing how your brain works and understanding what your nervous system needs. And it's just fascinating. So this is a cool space to come and nerd out too, if that's all you want to do. If you're not on the newsletter, I'll put the link in the comments here, and that's where every week we do our deep dive. So I'll send that out to you too. Both of the links are now in the chat. Of course, Women Already Connected. I would like to say thank you again to Women Already Connected. Shout out Tech Besties. Shout out Darian and Carla, who's here tonight, and Zana. And of course, I just want to say thank Lela, of course, Nicole, Lela, for sharing tonight too, and just getting an update from you. I feel like one of the best things about a space like this is getting to know one another, and then also just have real life examples of what it looks like to show up and do things and be a person, like without all the facade. Like, this is what's going on. You want to see my closet? Hell yeah, So thank you all for showing up tonight. I love you all so much. That's all I have for you.
Energy, strategy, and my own design. Shaking off the scripts they wrote in my mind. ADHD rhythm in my stride. Energy budget holding me aligned. I'm returning to the part that's mine.